Groceries on shelves, fuel at gas stations, the clothes in stores all couldn't get there without truck drivers hitting the roads. The American Trucking Association says trucks move more than 72% of freight transported across the United States. And that same group warns we're at risk of sparse store shelves because we face a lack of commercial truck drivers.
But an industry expert we spoke to questions if there really is a shortage at all and has concerns with one possible solution. Reporter Kristen Crowley digs into the issue and what it means for you.
Some of you guys may go out on the road today.
When opportunity knocks, you answer. These students say the trucking industry
There's opportunities everywhere at the CDL.
is banging down the door.
Getting a job is not difficult.
This is Zeta Driving School in Kansas City, Missouri.
How many students that you see have jobs lined up out the gate when they graduate?
Pretty much all of our students have been placed.
A commercial driver's license, or CDL, means you can drive a bus, a waste management vehicle, and semi-trucks.
Trucking industry is a major bloodline for the country.
Site manager James Laws says plenty are interested in the school's 45-day CDL program.
At the moment, we're looking at an average of at least 1,500 a year that we see pass through our doors.
But Laws says the number of truck drivers coming out isn't offsetting the number of truck drivers needed. According to the Ambassador Management Group, which helps major trucking companies across the U.S. with hiring, there are roughly 225,000 job openings for CDL workers nationwide. And truck drivers are a big chunk of those openings.
Right now, across America, we're looking at probably around the range of 80,000 truck drivers are needed at the moment.
He's talking about the long-haul, over-the-road drivers, people who are driving for days, even weeks at a time, hauling produce, toiletries, basically anything you find on store shelves. And that doesn't interest student Jesse Rogers.
I would be doing local. I have a young kid.
You didn't want to do cross-country travel?
No.
The American Trucking Association says it's a big problem.
I'm not going to give anybody the impression that freight is sitting there, food's not rotting. But if we don't change things and we get to much higher levels of a driver shortage, those sorts of things could start to happen.
Bob Costello is chief economist for the American Trucking Associations. He says the trucking industry has a smaller pool of candidates to pick from because it has strict criteria on who it can hire.
Age requirement, drug testing requirement, commercial driver's license requirement, and time away from home. I'm sorry, it's not the same.
That's why the ATA is looking at potential legislation to help expand that hiring pool. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration is running a pilot program allowing CDL drivers between 18 and 20 years old to drive trucks across state lines. Right now, you must be 21 to do that. Some members in Congress want this to be permanent and are backing the Ceasing Age-Based Trucking Restrictions Act. But the proposal isn't without controversy.
Do we need teenage interstate truck drivers to alleviate the driver shortage? No, I don't think so.
Stephen Burks is a professor of economics at University of Minnesota Morris. He's also a former semi-truck driver. He says lowering the long-haul trucking age to 18, 19, and 20-year-olds is risky because the younger the driver, typically the more unsafe they are behind the wheel. But Burks doesn't just disagree with that plan. He disagrees there's a long-term trucking shortage at all.
There are normal market fluctuations in this part of the business, but there's not a long-term shortage.
Burks released a study with 3 other colleagues saying the trucking industry is like other blue-collar market jobs. When demand and pay go up, more people apply. When they drop, so do the workers. But there's one difference. Turnover, he says, is higher for long-distance trucking.
From the perspective of managers in this part of the business, because they're always losing drivers and they're always hiring drivers, sometimes at a higher rate, sometimes at a lower rate, but never stopping, they perceive a shortage. But economically speaking, there is none.
He agrees with the ATA that right now there is a need for more long-haul truck drivers, But he says research shows it's temporary.
The first claims of driver shortage started appearing, and the first paper analyzing this for the ATA is dated in 1987.
So for almost 40 years, there have been claims that we're going to face a long-term truck driver shortage.
No, that we do. Oh, we face it. And it'll happen just over the horizon. Of course, the horizon keeps moving out. And there are short-term shortages. They happen, but they get resolved in 6 months to a year and a half.
Maybe we shouldn't forecast it, because what I'm saying is the way where we are right here, right now, today, if things do not change from that, that's where we could be in 10 years.
And Costello says the ATA isn't pushing for younger drivers just yet.
We would love to see this program be successful so we can get the data, right? Does the data show that with a lot more technology on the truck and a lot more training, with all of that, can an 18, 19, or 20-year-old safely operate a truck?
While both sides disagree about the issue, there's one thing they all agree on. The trucking industry is crucial for the U.S. economy.
The less truck drivers there are, the less trucks there are rolling down the road, supplying you with all the goods you need.
And shortage or not, there is always a need for truck drivers.
The Safe Driver Apprenticeship Pilot Program allows up to 3,000 apprentices, but after 1 year, only 80 drivers are taking part. The ATA says they'd like to see more people join so they can get the best data possible. The program is approved to last 3 years.